Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to open a 3-in-1 wood anti-slip plyometric jump box from Bells of Steel. Today's opening tool is going to be a classic Italian-style switchblade. If anybody read The Outsiders, then you'll love these things. They are not useful as a farm implement, but they are super fun for opening boxes and for turning things on. I just like this one. Don't let the box fool you. This is not how the box was delivered. There was a big storm last night. This was sitting in the edge of the barn, and it got just pelted by rain and mud, as you can see. So, one big pile of wood. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces, which makes sense because there are 6 sides to a box. Already, these are going to be internal supports. They look much cooler than the old boxes that I used to have. They have a traction on them. They don't need to have that for the inside, but I imagine they're made out of fall off. Assembly instruction sheet for the wood plyo box. Very cool. Every surface has this hexagonal traction on it. Very cool. This is way cooler than other boxes I used to have. That should be all the screws. Screws are plain old Phillips head. What's that? Maybe 1.5, 1 3/4 long. Nice. Tape, but the tape was on the inside surface of the board, so it won't be on the outside of the surface forever. That's a small little thing that tells you that they thought about that. 3 total cross struts. Those will interlace together to make an X that goes on the inside of the box, labeled 20-inch side. Here is our 30-inch side, and here is our 24-inch side with big logo on it. Traction on every surface is pretty awesome. Step 1, step 2, step 3. It's a puzzle piece. Cutouts line up with cutouts. The holes are pre-drilled and all the connection points, so all you got to do is zip it together. Let's use our Milwaukee, Wayne's World, if you guys know that reference, to put it together. It's using the fancy Milwaukee. The fun part with this is you always got to rotate the box to see what screw holes you missed. Once you have the 5 sides on, you're going to put in your cross braces. They Tetris together. That gives us like an anti-tank 6-sided support. Connect your screw so it's all held together pretty firmly there. Now it's not coming apart in any way. I always like this design for jump boxes, flat pack jump boxes, because it just basic engineering, send it to you in a box, everything snaps together like a giant puzzle. The internal support structure is cool. That way it can take load from any side. Don't oversink your screws in the beginning because you're going to change your depth level, so it's not going to be perfectly flat. So put all your screws in gentle at first, and then you're going to go around and feel with your fingertip for edges, and then you're going to tighten until it's nice and smooth. But you're going to have to loosen some screws and tighten some other screws in order to get it as smooth as possible. You don't want to catch your toe jumping on something barefoot. And the final step is to go all the way around every surface again. So flip it to one side, run your hand around it, check every hole, and then walk around the edge of that surface and look at it. Some people end up with an extra screw, and it's because you didn't methodically work your way around it 7 or 8 times. The side that started on the bottom is usually the one that messes people up, because people start rolling away from that one and they don't get back to it. So we rolled it once. Let's check all those. Roll twice. And here we go. We found the ones that we missed, the one side that was originally on the bottom. Now let's start rolling it this way to check it. And then put all your tools away properly. So, simple box. I really like it. Two things that separate this from the other boxes that I've seen and used. One, this traction covering on the box. I don't know how they did this, but it's some type of laminated rubber traction surface. It's pretty cool. Something you always see when you go to a CrossFit gym is somebody inevitably biffs it. They jump up, they hit the top of the box, and they slip. They had old plywood boxes that CrossFit guys used to make themselves with patterns, and they would cut them all themselves. Then they got the flat pack boxes that had hard squares on them. Then they started making soft boxes, which are really expensive because people were biffing it so much on the surface and just falling flat on the edge or the corner. And now this box. This is the flat pack box with traction, and they've also cut off the sharp edges. All my other boxes had that sharp edge where they all interlaced and came to a perfect point. But people tend to be jumping up and down on the box and biff it and fall on that point. So I don't know if this is better or worse. I mean, it seems like it's gonna let mice get inside of here, so I'm not gonna leave this thing in the barn. And they've cut in a bunch of handles in the side. They've cut in a bunch of handles in the side. My previous boxes only had like one handle up on one side, but now we have 4 and it's on 2 sides. So you can pick it up and move it easily from any side that you pick it up from. When 2 people use the same box in CrossFit, they jump from opposite corners. But when they biff it, they end up dropping their crotch directly on top of that hard corner point. I don't know if this is meant to try to solve that problem, but it looks like it's meant to try to solve that problem of people biffing it when they're double jumping on a box. But this is a great idea. Traction, fantastic idea.